Hey guys, this is the Flying Dutchman here, and I'm back with some more details about the stream on December 14th from Dean Rocket Hall when he was streaming DayZ Standalone, including custom phases. I'm not sure whether custom phases is really going to be a thing, like in Arma 2, where you can make your own custom face and upload it, because some people made faces like, Adolf Hitler and such. I'm not sure whether that is going to be a thing, but there will be more faces for sure though. Next is clothes repairing. Yeah, you can actually repair. Well, it's not in there yet, but Dean and his team. They are planning on implementing a tool in the game where you can, if you manage to find it, you will be able to repair clothes and backpacks and all that kind of stuff. You know, when you shoot them in the game, you can damage them. Same with scopes. With this, you'll be able to repair your clothes, so that is actually quite cool. Also, about the release date, Dean mentioned that he doesn't really have a set date yet for releasing the alpha, but I personally think it might take at least 2, 3 more months. But pretty much what he did say was that if you do want to get it, please, and this is what he said, please don't get it if you if you won't settle with books. If you don't want to have books, if you can't handle them, if you don't want them, then just don't buy it because you'll be disappointed. And he only wants people who are really, how do you say that? He only really wants people who are dedicated to help out with the game and make it into a really good game. So yeah, don't get it if you're not dedicated enough and you won't settle with books and an unstable version of the game. Also about VON, the when you talk in direct communication site and all that, it'll well for now it'll stay the same as it is in Arma 2 and Arma 3, but he is planning on redoing it. Maybe he's not sure about it yet, but at the moment it will just remain the same as it is. About animal AI, well, yeah, if you've watched some of the streams, you would notice that there is no animals in the game yet. Also, not really a hunting system because, well, there is no animals. But he's working at the moment. They're working on animal AI, and well, someone in the chat asked if they will be hostile. That was actually a good question, but yeah, he hasn't really said anything about, well, not much about it yet, but well, he might just implement it that the animals become hostile. That would actually be quite cool. Also, the hunting system, it will be really cool. You will be able to get different weapons like a bow and arrow and an axe and all that stuff to kill animals with. And it's gonna depend on the weapon how much meat you'll get. So if you use an axe, you'll probably lose. You probably won't get as much meat as you want to with a bow and arrow, for example. So yeah, that is looking quite cool. Also, someone asked if when the alpha is released, will you be able to get a server? He did say yes, but all the alpha servers will be on Veteran for now because he just wants everything to be the same for everyone, so he can get a good base opinion on the game. Just to know what he can change and all. And for the people who do get a server, it will be monitored, it will be controlled, like everything will be the same as the official server. So yeah, it's all about security and all that stuff with these. I'm not sure exactly, but yeah, it's gonna be the same as the official server. So I don't really see much point in getting a server yet because you won't be able to modify it. Also, frag grenades. This is actually quite an interesting thing. Frag grenades, I don't think they're in the standalone as for now, but well, actually, there might be. But what Dean did say is if you get hit by a frag grenade, everything on you will break. Like the scope on your weapon, I guess, will break. Your backpack, it will break. Your clothes, they will get damaged. All that kind of stuff. Like everything will get damaged if you don't die. Also, this is well. At this point in the stream, Dean was kind of changing his graphics settings because he wanted to fix the sky, I think. But yeah, it's not really important. Here's just here you can see the graphics settings, what you can change and all. It's looking, yeah, a bit the same as in Arma 2, but the menu looks a bit nicer and cleaner, I guess. Also, one more thing about optimization. Dean said that at the moment there is no optimization at all on the client side. That's in his words. So yeah, I guess we gotta trust him. He will optimize their team. They will optimize the game a hell of a lot more for the client, and yeah, it will be more GPU based rather than CPU like they did in Arma 3. In Arma 3, well, it won't be more GPU based. I don't even think that's possible in Arma then because, well, yeah, it's got to render a lot of stuff and the process has got to do that. But yeah, in Arma 3, it's optimized for the GPU quite a bit more, and I think they're planning to do the same thing on DayZ Standalone. So yeah, that would be great for the people who have a good video card. Also, if you play Arma 3, you would know that there is a walk that there is more stances and positions for the player. At the moment in standalone, it's only walk, aim, sprint, crouch, and that kind of stuff. But that's subject to change. They actually hired a guy. I think no, I think there's a guy from who worked on Arma 3 who's gonna help out with standalone as well for the stances and positions and all that stuff. So yeah, that would be quite cool, but I hope they won't take it as far as they did in Arma 3 because I actually did not like that. But that, that's just me. I think for a game like DayZ, yeah, you play as a civilian in standalone, so yeah, having military stances and all that stuff, I'm not sure whether it's gonna work out so well. Also, for what Dean also mentioned for the alpha is there will be first person and third person databases. So if you play on the first person server, first person only, there will be a different database for that than if you're playing, for example, a third person and a first person server. So if you die on a first person only server, your character on another server from third person and first person won't die. That'll remain as it is. So yeah, different databases. Also, one thing which they talked about in the stream, which was actually quite cool, I think, was different clothes, different stats, and all that stuff. If you wear different clothes, your stats will change as well. So, like for example, if you wear Kevlar clothing, which is like, well, I think it's like military clothing with like armor and such. He's planning on making it so that it'll slow you down. Like if you wear heavy armored clothes, it'll slow you down. But yeah, they're redoing the stamina system and all that stuff. So yeah, that sounds quite promising and cool. So yeah, people won't be OP if they have good armor and such. So yeah, and some other stuff which is, well, yeah, I guess it's cool. They will be implementing, like I said in the other video, in the previous video, they will be implementing more ambient sounds, but they will also be implementing sounds for doors, metal boxes, and all that stuff. Like for example, if you sneak around the village, you really have to be careful when you open a door or a box, because if it's too loud, other people will be able to hear that. So yeah, that's actually going to be cool and more immersive. You actually have to be really sneaky and watch out with what you're doing so that you won't get spotted by zombies or whatever. It's actually quite cool. They also actually hired a full-time sound designer for that. So yeah, I'm kind of glad of that. Also, one thing he mentioned was if you in the game you can knock out someone. Like there's a new melee system where you can like use your fists, and also you can knock someone out and you can rob them, steal stuff from them. But if you wear a helmet, for example, it will reduce shock damage, brutal damage, slash damage, blunt force damage, and all that kind of stuff. So it will be a lot harder to knock someone out if they wear a helmet, which is actually more realistic, and yeah, I think it's kind of cool. Some of the other things he wanted to implement were tasers. Like he's actually really dedicated about implementing tasers because you can just rob people without killing them. It looks kind of cool. They also have tasers in the DayZ mod, but I'm not sure how they're gonna implement it in the standalone. But I hope it's gonna be cool. He's also gonna, well, yeah, his team, they're gonna redo the throwing system because he didn't want to have acid. Like he didn't really just want to implement, well, he didn't want to keep it as it was in Arma 2, where it's pretty much just yeah, you're pretty much just throwing a bullet and it's making like a loop. That's pretty much what happens in Arma 2 and Arma 3. He didn't want that. He actually wanted to redo that. So yeah, I'm kind of glad of it. The last thing he talked about was PvP. He did say that he's not really too fond of PvP, but he did say that he realizes how important PvP is in DayZ, and that if there's no, well, if the PvP is not implemented right, if there's no good PvP or anything, it'll break the game. Like, he did say PvP makes DayZ what it is. It's really important, so he wants to do it right. And I'm actually really, really glad that he realizes that, because I personally like PvP a lot. So yeah, I'm really glad to hear that. But I'm gonna wrap it up, guys. It's been about 12 minutes now, so yeah, there should be one more video coming up on this stream. There's just so much to cover. So yeah, I'm gonna put some links in the description to the stream and the new video and the previous video. So yeah, have a nice night, guys. See you later.